This is a clone video of a Microtech UTX 85 Chinese clone. I'm no Microtech expert, so I can't really tell you about the boxes on these things. I don't have an original to compare this to. I don't think I'm going to get one. I thought I was. I'm not terribly sure about that one. I may get one of the stepped ones or something. I'm not sure. Because this knife is good enough that I may keep it, and I don't usually keep clones. But it really works good with a couple of exceptions that I'm going to remedy. But this is the box it came in. And I think it's got a label on it. Let's see. I thought it had one on it. Nope, I guess not. Huh. So this is, I don't know if this is an older box or if this is a current box for these kind of knives. I don't think so. Open it up, just plain white on the inside. And then you open that up. It has a sheath with it. I don't know if that's right either. It's got some really nasty, cheap bubble wrap that has a moldy kind of smell that's like plastic wraps from China. They all smell this way when you open up something from China. It's got any kind of packing like this. It's got a funky, musty, mildewy, plasticky kind of smell that's weird and you've never smelled before. It smells like that. I can smell Chinese. I can tell Chinese just by the smell. Open this up. It did come with, which you never would see with Microtech. It's got a little thing to handle the screws on it, which is pretty cool. And then it's got this guy, Microtech documentation, which I have a real copy of in my LUDT. First of all, you can tell that the box doesn't quite fit this thing because I don't believe Microtech would have this thing all smashed in there like that. I just don't believe it. That's why I think this box is not even right. And usually they get the packaging right. I don't believe this Microtech would sell anything like this, and I'm not going to open up and review that. So here's the knife. It's OD green with black accents, black hardware on it, and it's got a single-edge stonewash blade. Really, I don't have a Microtech UTX 85 to compare to this. I've never had one, so things may jump out to you. Ignore the man behind the curtain here, because I'm going to get to that problem right there eventually. So it's really finished nice. It's solid as a rock. I don't think this is quite right, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm no Microtech expert. Here, let's fire it. It's fast and solid. Here's the blade. Come on, focus. There you go. You can't feel that logo etched in there, which usually you can. It's got a little fuller blood groove on it, which makes it look attractive, in my opinion. You know, it would cut something. It certainly wouldn't slice paper. I mean, like lightning. This for 40-something bucks was a deal, and of course everybody's probably going to have a fit that I am saying this. I got it on AliExpress. You can get a pretty good knife on AliExpress for, $40-something, $50. You spend $100, $200, you get really something really pretty nice. The steel, I'm sure, I think this is listed as LMAX. If you can read that or not. Let's see what it says. No, it says M390. Sorry. M390 is listed as a steel. Of course, that's not what that is. It never is. They use a lot of D2 over there. Not bad. They usually steel is pretty good. Here's the problem with this guy right here. It was that X pattern thing. You can see maybe that it looks like there's barbecue grill paint been used to paint that button. And that's kind of a dead giveaway when you see these. If you can get a picture of those buttons, if it looks like barbecue paint on there, it's just not super smooth, then that tells you it's a fake right there. So you can use that to identify these fakes. Have someone get some kind of picture that shows you the side of that thing, and a real picture, not something they stole off the internet. But if you can get a picture of the button, the black ones, silver ones, everything, they're really finished nice. So this one, when I got it, the reason why that's all chewed up, and let me tell you what did that, a diamond file. I got this thing, and let me tell you, grabby. I mean, and just painful to use, painful. First of all, these knives, even the real ones and the clones apparently, it takes some force to actuate that thing. And this thing, in short order, will chew your thumb up. I mean, chew it up. So I get out there and I thought, well, I'll just touch it a little bit around the edges, and it just didn't touch very well. Matter of fact, you can see, if you look, you can see right here, I got it with a file a little bit, but because I only got $40-something invested in it right there, I'm not going to cry over that. I got actually another $20 invested in it, and I want to show you what that investment was and how it's going to solve my problem. Since I do have the screw wrench to take this thing apart, because the one that goes for my I have an LUDT that's a real one, and these screws are smaller, so I needed, I'm glad they sent me the wrench for it. I don't have to order it off of AliExpress for $3.50. I'm replacing this button. There's a guy on Blade forums who was cannibalizing tons of Microtech, Ultratechs, UTXs. And look what I got. It's not black, but it's a button. If we can focus. It's one of the X buttons, and it's nice and smooth. This is going to fit really nice. And I don't mind this one. It's grabby, but it's not like knife edged on every little step. So, and if you look at this one, if it focuses, sorry folks, I can't usually do much about how fast this thing focuses. There, see if we get it. You'll notice it doesn't look like it was finished with barbecue paint. I mean, it's pretty smooth. So this cost me $20 shipped from a guy who had tons of parts. Took the gamble that it's the same button, because when you open these things up, they look identical inside to a Microtech the clones do. They just copied it verbatim. So I'm going to try to fit this in there, and hopefully that will fix, oops, wrong knife. That will fix this problem, which is, number one, hideous, and number two, makes you not want to actuate this knife, because it is like a million shark teeth grabbing you. And you can see the absolutely beautiful job I did with the diamond file on it. I mean, that's some proud work right there. Nice knife, not for sale. I'm keeping this clone. I'll probably sharpen it on a wicked edge, give it a nice edge, and if I want to amuse myself and carry it sometimes. I'm not out any money on it, and it is solid. And the guy who had the Microtech, I could have cannibalized a whole bunch of parts from him and, changed out the scales for some, kind of burgundy Merlot. I think they're called Merlot scales. He had a couple of different colors, but, this is fine. I mean, I think that there's no reason to get any other parts other than this little problematic guy replaced. So, sorry, Microtech, you kind of lost a sale on this one. Now, I do think these knives are greatly overpriced, and for what they are. And the Chinese can knock them off and sell them at a profit and ship it to you for $40. So, of course, they're not using the same steel, and they're not, probably the anodizing is not as tough, because I just barely touched that one. And this stuff was the softest aluminum I'd ever been around in my life when I started hitting it with a file. It's like it just disappeared immediately. Didn't even leave dust around. It was amazing. It just vaporized when the file got around. This is only like 2 minutes of filing, and I was going slow and looking at it as I went, trying not to do this. So thanks for watching. I hope this helps you with your clone investigations. This knife I would recommend as a clone for buying. Very few of them I recommend, but this one, wholeheartedly recommend. That this is pretty slick. Thanks a lot.